There's a lot of difficult achievements on chess.com, but the problem is, well, I've already completed all of them. But today I'm going to be getting a secret achievement that this guy said was impossible. Peaceful victory. Checkmate somebody with all 32 pieces still on the board. This means I can't take any of my opponent's pieces, I can't let him take any of mine, and somehow I have to find a checkmate. And let me tell you, this challenge would be anything but peaceful. What? Why me? Okay, seriously, I can't do this. Alright, first game of the challenge. I have a plan, and I'm just gonna hope it works because I really don't know what to do here. I had come up with a plan beforehand in hopes that I wouldn't lose all my rating points, but later in the video, you'll see that this doesn't really work out too well for me. My plan right now was to just play a passive opening. I would let my opponent castle, then push all my pieces into his position, where I would hopefully be able to get a checkmate. Unfortunately, my opponents had different ideas. Okay, let's just push a pawn here. Wait, did I blunder? Oh my goodness gracious, guys, I'm so good at this game. The biggest problem here was that in order to get a checkmate, you need some sort of attack on your opponent's king. But in order to get an attack, you need a decent position. And in order to get a good position, you need to trade pieces. But I can't do this. Wow, I blundered my knight. At this rate, I'll be done this challenge in like approximately 17 business years. I quickly realized another problem. With my opponent's king castled, there was just too much protection around him to get a checkmate. So, what if my opponent didn't castle? Okay, we're only like 2 games into this challenge, but I have a new plan. I'm gonna push these pawns on the edge of the board so he'll be scared to castle. Then his king will be way easier to attack in the center of the board. This might have been a good plan in theory, but in a real game, there was a lot that could go wrong. Oh, that's probably not good. Ah, I forgot about that move there. Please don't take my knight. Okay, this is our first checkmate of the challenge, and we only traded off 13 of our pieces. I had a long way to go, or so I thought, because in just the next game, this happened. Okay, plan is to stop him from castling, and we will win. And while I play this game, I should let you know that the Chestnut Evo board is partnering with me in this video and is going to be helping me get this checkmate. But more about that in a second, because right now this game is going really well. My pawns are in perfect position, and now I just got to develop here a little and then build up an attack. Okay, we can kick the bishop here. Wait a second, he castled queenside, which is good for me. If I can get like my queen over there, or like some other pieces, that might be a tasty moment. Okay, but like, are you trying to cause me stage 4 depression? Because I feel like I want to jump off a bridge. I did fail that game, but I was making progress. This was the furthest I had gotten in a game without trading off any pieces. In the next game, I accidentally trapped my knight. The game after, I lost a pawn really early. And it was here I realized that this challenge was so much harder than I had first thought. Okay, why though? Like, why does it have to be so hard? I didn't realize just how difficult this was at the time, but apparently checkmating someone with every single piece still on the board is this number, which means it happens 1 in a billion chess games. I literally had a higher chance of winning the lottery than getting this checkmate. Now, even though I was actively trying to get this checkmate, things still weren't looking too good for me, and at the next game, this happened. Wow, this guy's just giving me his queen. You have no idea how much I just want to take this. Okay, so we're just gonna leave his queen there, I guess? After this, I was forced to trade some pieces, but I had lasted 18 moves with every single piece still alive. This was the furthest I had gotten so far. I was making progress, but I really didn't see how a checkmate was possible. That is, until just a few games later. We were 14 moves into the game. My knight was in an absolutely delicious position, and there was a lot of space near my opponent's king, which meant if I was able to get a queen in there, I just might be able to do something. Okay, wait. This might actually be good here if I can, like, come up with something. Uh-oh, that can't be good. I didn't have enough moves to take advantage of the situation, and I was still planning on moving my knight back to that square until this happened. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm terrible at this game. What is going on? I ended up getting violated so badly in that game, I almost resigned from life. But I felt like I was super close there. If I could just get that position again, I felt confident I could do better. Wait, what? Did this guy just sacrifice his bishop for absolutely 0 reasons? It was harder than I thought to get back to that position. Okay, what are we doing here exactly? This is why you shouldn't do drugs, guys. I definitely wasn't going to figure this out on my own, so I looked up some games where other people had gotten a checkmate without losing any pieces. And for this, I was going to be using the Chestnut Evo board. Okay, so there's 3 main ways that people have gotten a checkmate with every single piece still on the board. So the first one, I guess, is just using their knight. And okay, yeah, I mean, I doubt this will work in a real game. For the first one, I would need to be playing against a literal rock in order for this knight trap to actually work, and not Dwayne Johnson like an actual stone. There's no chance that this actually worked in a real game. The second one seemed more promising. It was when white tried to use a Scholar's Mate and all you had to do was defend, but this didn't really seem too realistic either. It was the third example that I thought might be possible. This time you start off with a Scholar's Mate and your opponent is going to defend. Now you just need to get the king out of his little pawn structure here and just attack the king until you get a checkmate. Now what's really cool about this board I'm using is that you can't only analyze games, but you can literally play against any level of chess bottom here and train specific parts of your game. You can take training courses, and my personal favorite, you can literally play against real people online, but on an actual chessboard. There's so many more features that I don't have time to get into right now, like the AI training, the real-time analysis, and this cool thing that shows you the best moves for each piece. And even though Chestnut did send me this board, this is genuinely the coolest board I've played on. And if you don't believe me, just click the link in the description below for you to judge it for yourself. And a little secret, if you use the discount code croissant, all caps, you get upwards of a 17% discount, which is pretty cool. But right now, I was focused on this trap I needed to use. After analyzing it and studying it for a little while, I went in with a new mindset. I needed to attack early before my pieces can be taken, and keep on attacking until I got a checkmate. At first, things weren't going too well. Okay, that's not exactly what we want in our lives. Please don't take my knight. Okay, buddy. Let's go here. Wait, no, that was an accident. It was an accident, please. And just as I was thinking nobody was going to fall for this opening trap, this game happened. Okay, I mean, someone has to fall for this trap eventually, right? Wait. This might actually be kind of good, though. He just needs to move his pawn or something. What? Wait a second, does that just blunder? Okay, you know what, not exactly what we were aiming for, but I mean, this is probably the closest we've gotten so far. Before this game, I didn't think anyone would fall for this Scholar's Mate trap, but this guy just made me see that this actually might be possible. I kept trying for a few more hours, trying to attack my opponents early, but a lot of them were defending pretty well. I mean, there's really, like, nothing we can do here, and I had to trade off a piece or something. But as I kept playing, I realized that something strange was happening with the opponents that I was facing. Did this guy just give me a free bishop for no reason? I'm too tempted, I'm just gonna take it. I guess I'll take the win. Okay, why am I getting this free piece? Not to be like too mean, but these guys are pretty, like, not good at chess. Yep, I didn't realize it at the time, but my rating was dropping at hyper speed, which is why I was playing such bad players. Every time I do these challenges, I do lose a lot of rating points, but this might have been the most rating that I've ever lost. But in this situation, losing rating was actually good for me. I definitely needed to play some lower rated people for this trap to actually work. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was very close to getting the checkmate. Okay, attack aggressively and angrily. That is what we need to do. Wait, okay, this is kind of good for us. We just need him to move his f-pawn forward here, and that would be ideal. Interesting. That was the first game that I'd seen this position. It was almost perfect for what I needed. If my opponent had moved its f-pawn forward a square, all I would need to do was slide my queen over, and I would be able to possibly get the 1 in a billion checkmate. I was so close now. I had gone from completely not knowing what I was doing to getting closer, and now I could literally taste the checkmate. It was right there. Okay, I only lost 4 pieces there. I'm kind of close, almost. Not really, actually. It was almost midnight now. I had been playing chess literally all day. I was depressed. But every time I would get close to the checkmate, I would be remotivated. In other words, I was a raging addict. My depression and then getting remotivated would continue until this game. Queen's pawn, bishop's pawn. I believe this move I could theoretically do. This was, again, the position I needed for the checkmate to work. My opponent just had to leave this pawn alone. Maybe play something like d6, and this might just work. Why? Okay, Suspicious Penguin, how about you go ahead and kill— Yeah, that wasn't the game for me. But if I kept getting into these positions, it was only a matter of time before I got the checkmate. Right? Right? I had played chess all day and well into the night. I had lost just about 400 rating points, and I was questioning whether I should turn to a life of piracy on the high seas when I loaded into this game against Michengier. You're watching a replay of this game because I forgot to record it. I started with a king's pawn opening, and my opponent plays the Scandinavian. Every time I had played against this opening, I had failed to get any sort of checkmate, so I already was not looking forward to this game. I tried to get a good position anyway, then I moved out my queen to check my opponent. Now he could have easily blocked with a pawn and my plans would be ruined, but instead, he moves his king. I still didn't know how to get a checkmate here, so I shuffle around some pieces, still kind of confused about what's going on. I was trying to figure out how to get an attack going here. If I check with my queen, my opponent is just gonna block it. So I bring my horse. Now the king could escape to safety, sure, but then I could bring my bishop over here and hopefully get something going. I was ready for his king to retreat, but it never did. My opponent just blundered mate in 1. No pieces had been traded. Was this really happening? My palms were sweaty, my knees were weak, and my arms were heavy. Was this actually a checkmate? Yes. Finally, after literally an entire day of hibernating in my room and not talking to a singular human, not eating, drinking, or breathing, I had finally gotten peaceful victory. And what I can confidently say is the hardest checkmate in all of chess. If you guys want to check out some of Chestnut's AI boards, click the link in the description and use code CROISSANT, all caps, for a very healthy discount.